Hello dear learners, welcome back to my channel. In our previous video, we had spoken about inheritance and the concepts related to inheritance. There were a lot of concepts that we had spoken about in inheritance of what a parent class is, what a child class is, and how they are associated to each other and how can we leverage the benefits of it. We had also in the previous video spoken about the various advantages and disadvantages of inheritance. We had then spoken about that there are a lot of topics that are related to inheritance, like types of inheritance, inheritance and access modifiers, what is method overriding, typecasting, inheritance and constructors, nested, final and abstract classes. These are some of the important concepts when it comes to inheritance. Okay, we will be talking about all these topics in this and in future videos, but our area of concern today is going to be method overriding. Okay, that is what is going to be our point of focus. So we will be talking about what exactly is method overriding, how method overriding is different from that of overloading, what exactly is typecasting, what are its types, and we will be talking about how overloading and overriding affects constructors and inheritance. So can I overload constructors? Can I override constructors from the parent? What exactly inheritance plays a role in all this. Now, if we talk about method overriding is basically a concept wherein there is a parent functionality which is being redefined in the child. So let's say, for example, I have two classes, a parent class that is animal class and a child class that is, let's say, human class. So let's see an example. So let's say if I have an animal class and I have a human class, and the animal and the human class are related to each other using an inheritance relationship. Okay, and as we all know, both animal and human have a functionality called as move, but the way this functionality is being implemented is going to be different for each sort of animal. So the way a lion moves is going to be different from the way a human moves. Okay, also the way a monkey moves is going to be different from that of the way a lion moves. Right? So for every child, the move functionality, although it being the most important functionality and being there in every child class, so every child class here will have a move functionality, but the way it is implemented is going to be different from animal to animal. So that is why we need something called as overriding, because we cannot take the same functionality which is being written in the parent class. So if I have a parent class, I have a move function there in the animal class which is being implemented in a particular way, say animals move on 4 legs. That is not going to be applicable to humans because humans don't move on 4 legs, right? So the functionality is going to get implemented in a different way. Okay, so that is why we need overriding. Okay, and method overriding, understand, always happens between a parent class and a child class. Okay, whereas method overloading happens within the same class. So let's say if there is a child class which has a particular functionality which is implemented in different ways, like for example react. Okay, different humans react in a different way in a particular situation. Okay, so let's say if I have to implement a functionality of reacting, okay, it will be different for different humans, so I need to write different overloaded methods there. Okay, for a particular sort of human, maybe he'll react in a particular way, right? So I can say react is again a functionality which can be overloaded in the human class. So one primary difference between method overriding and method overloading is, and again a very important difference, is that method overriding happens between parent class and child class. Okay, whereas method overloading happens within the same class. You don't need a parent-child relationship there for implementing a overload. One more again misconception that learners have is that, let's say if I'm implementing a method, say again react in the animal class, and I am writing again the react method here in the child class with a different function signature, it is termed as overloading. No, again, as I said earlier, overloading happens in a single class. So if there is a function react in the animal class with a particular set of parameters, and there is a react function in the child class human with another set of parameters, you cannot say it is overloaded. Okay, they are two independent functions in two different classes. They are not overloaded. Okay, so that's there. Another important point that is there about method overriding is that the function signature of the parent method and the child method has to be exactly same. Okay, they cannot be different. Again, if you don't know what exactly are function signatures, you are not very sure of what overloading is, you can refer to this particular video that I have shared a link of to understand what exactly is method overloading and what exactly is function signature. So understand, when I talk about method overriding, the function signature has to be exactly same. The parameters cannot change. Okay, that's again one very important topic or very important point when it comes to method overriding. Okay, so that's there. So let's quickly jump into an example without further ado, because that's what our channel is all about, right? Writing examples on various concepts. So let's quickly jump on to the examples. So continuing with the same example that we had of animal and human, I have created this project, and inside which I have created two classes, an animal class as you can see here and a human class. Now what I will do here is I will be creating a function here. I'll say public void and move. Okay, and here I will simply give a statement saying sysout animals move on 4 legs. Okay, so this is going to be a statement here. Now similarly, what I will be doing here is I'll be creating a method in the human class which will be overriding this particular method. But before that, as I have said earlier, that overriding can happen only when it is a parent-child relationship. So we will say extends animal. Okay, I don't need to inherit an animal because they are in the same package. And then what I can say is, now this is again a shortcut which you can use. You can right click and you can say source and you can say override implement methods, and you can take the move method from here and say okay. So the move method will come. Now this is the default functionality that Eclipse gives you. You can remove that and you can write your own saying sysout, and you can say humans move on 2 legs. Okay, now this is about humans. Okay, what I can do here is I can create one more class. I can say new class and I can say this is a lion class, and I can change the super class here or the parent class here using the browse button, and I can say animal, okay, which is of my project. So that becomes the super class, and I can say inherited abstract methods and I can say finish. So here what I can then say again, right click, and if you don't want, you may not do it. Okay, you may not override the method, just use it. Let's say I'm creating some function here, that is I can say public and void and roar. This is a functionality of lion, so I can say that, and I can say sysout lions roar the loudest. Okay, this could be any functionality that you want. And then what I can do is I can right click here and create a new test class. I can say class and create it inside a test package and say test overriding, or rather overriding test. Okay, and this one will have a main method, so I'll tick this and say finish. And here what I can do is I can say animal A is equals to new animal. Now this is the animal class that we have, and I can say sysout A dot move. Okay, I need to inherit the animal class now. Because of this, it is already done. And when I try to run this particular class, sorry, this will not come inside sysout because the method isn't returning anything. We can just say A dot move and save this and run this. So if you run this, you will see animals move on 4 legs. Now if I say lion L is equals to new lion, and I say L dot move. So in that case, you will see this also gives us animals move on 4 legs, because we have not overwritten the method, so it will give us the same which is coming from the parent. We can also call the child method here, that is roar, which is specific to the child class, so it will give that lions roar the loudest. As you can see, this is coming from the parent itself because we have not overridden it. Now if I create another class, that is human, h is equals to new human, and I say h dot move. Now here it will basically call the humans move on 2 legs method, which is specific to the child class because we have overridden this method. So this is our overridden method. Okay. And here the functionality is coming from parent. So method from parent, okay, is what is coming here. Okay, so this is basically a method overriding. Now let's see an example of method overloading, which we were talking about. So when it comes to method overloading, let's say if I create public react, and let's say I say string emotion, okay, and string action, and I create one more method react. Okay, this is going to return void. This will also return void. And here let's say I have only emotion, there's no action. So here I can say some humans react with emotion and action. Okay, like, and I can concatenate the variables. So I can say emotion and action. Okay, and here I can say some humans react only with emotions like, and plus the emotion that they react. Okay. So this basically that you see is method overloading. Now if I have a method here, okay, a similar method here, say react method, which has emotion and action both, so let's say this returns void. In that case I can say all animals react with either emotions or actions, like plus emotion and plus action. Okay. So this that you see is not overloading. Here this is an independent method of the parent, and this is an independent method of the child. You can see it is not throwing any error even though the function signature is exactly the same. This was creating a problem here in the same class when there was same number type and order of arguments. This was giving an error, right? Here it is throwing an error because these were overloaded methods, which is not the case with the parent child because now they are independent methods, they are not overloaded methods. So this is what I was telling, that when you are overloading methods, it is within the same class, and when you are overriding methods, it is between a parent and a child. Okay, so that was there. So that is the difference between overriding and overloading. Again, as I had told earlier, when you are overriding methods, the function signature has to be exactly same. You can see the way I have defined both the methods, signature is same. So here, if in case I try putting an argument int I, you can see it will start throwing an error. What does it say? The method move of type human must override or implement the super type method. So here it is saying that it is not matching with the signature. If you are overriding, it has to be exactly same. So again, that is one of the important points that I had told. So that is it for this particular video. In our upcoming videos, we will be talking about typecasting and inheritance constructors and how overloading and overriding have an impact on that. So that is it. Thank you. Bye-bye. If you like my videos, please click on the like button, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to my channel for more such interesting videos. You can also share your questions, your feedback, or any other thing that you would like to share with me in the comments section, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.